On Joe Crozier and what he meant to the organization. So just want to send our condolences, thoughts to his family from the Buffalo Sabres.
First, Don, congrats on your extension, and what does that mean to you?
I knew you were going to ask that question. I didn't know if it was going to be you or somebody else, but it's interesting because this was brought to my attention that this offer, and I don't have time to think about this. The season's starting, and I don't want to go there. Get too far ahead of myself. And now you ask that question, what does this mean to me? I want to stay in the moment. I want to make sure we get the work done that needs to get done today for tomorrow and the next day. And when you look at something like this, you talk about stability. Well, in our profession, there is no stability. You're just used to that. You're accustomed to that. So this is nice, but our stability is success day to day. So I can't really wrap my mind around it too much, Paul, other than the few things I will share with you. This is a place I want to be. This is a place that I want to make right, and I want to win here. And I think what we're building and the progression, the sequential movements that we've seen and will continue to see, we are going to win here. We're going to be successful here, doing what we're doing. And when I had this presented to me as an offer, it's, to me, my mind is all on that, trying to be successful here. It was an easy yes. This is what I want. I just don't want to think about it. I want to get to the work of it. But to be aligned in a shared vision is a pretty amazing thing. It sounds, I'm going to use the word stupid. It sounds stupid, but not many companies. And the bigger the company there are around the world, people know it. It's very difficult to align to a shared vision. Very difficult. And I think the relationship I've been able to develop with Kevin, the respect I have for him and how he operates and allows us to operate, but myself specifically as a head coach, and that starts with Terry and Kim Pagula, allowing us then to operate the way we operate. It was a real easy, decision to do whatever they would ask of me, because we are aligned in that, and we are confident in what we've done and what we're going to do day by day here as we move forward.
As the coach of this team, Don, what does it mean to you that Kevin, with the backing of ownership, moved swiftly to sign Tage and Matthias to those long-term contracts? And those are two players that are obviously very important to what you want to accomplish.
Yeah, I mean, that's significant. I spent a few years as a pro scout in this league right after the salary cap, and I ran a really minor salary cap in the ECHL, and when you make a bad decision with a salary cap, you pay the price. You can't get out from under it. Just simple. And I've seen lots of money go to players on past performance, players that were aging, and we know this is a young man's sport. So I'm very excited that we've made these decisions based on potential, not necessarily past performance. I mean, past performance absolutely plays into it, but mostly as an indicator of future potential of growth. And we're all about growth and potential. And these two guys you mentioned, Tage and Samuelson, fit in to that. They're incredible athletes with an appetite for much, much more than they've yet to accomplished.
Kevin mentioned that your position with the team was very important for those guys to sign on. Does that mean anything for you, or is that something?
That means a lot to me, for obvious reasons. One thing as a coach, there's lots of teams you coach, and you finish a year, and guys are still a little gun shy of you as the head coach, and players, because you push them and grind them, and they don't realize that you like them, that you care for them, because you have to push them every day, and you push them hard, and the more they can take, the harder you push them. The guys that can't take it, you sometimes don't even push that hard. So I've had lots of really good hockey players that are sprinkled around the NHL right now that probably never felt that I cared about, because you had to push them so darn hard. And I do the same here with our guys. It's all about winning. So when they actually recognize that you do, you do care about them and you want to see them successful, and you hear about it, it's very rewarding when you hear that from a player that you coach and you know you push. So it's very much appreciated, Joe.
Kevin said one thing he really liked about the relationship with you is you two can sit in a room and disagree with each other and not have your feelings hurt or anything like that, and say why. He said he really likes that part of it. Do you like that give and take too?
Love it. I mentioned I'm not worried about. I think a lot of mistakes are made when you're worried about being vulnerable. I mean, you're in the NHL. You're coaching the NHL. You're vulnerable all the time. Let's look at the score on the scoreboard. Every decision you make or don't make is going to be second guessed if you don't win. And if you're uncomfortable with that, it's the wrong job. And so we're trying to get to the best solution, and there's lots of different ways to go about it. We want to get those out on the table, discuss it, pros and cons of any potential decision we may make on a starting goaltender, and even review decisions that were made. And I'm okay with all that because we're trying to get to be the best. You got to become better, and you got to be comfortable with the ways in getting better. And I think that dialogue is a big part of why I'm comfortable here, to be able to have that dialogue and trust Kevin, trust his experience, his instincts, he's got a really incredible feel for things beyond his experience winning a Stanley Cup, playing in this league, and being a leader on teams he played for.
Matthias has only played, 50-some games, and it's obviously a big commitment. Just what have you seen from him that makes you this is the right thing?
Well, he is, one word I'll use to describe it, he is the antidote. So you think of a star player on the other team, he's the antidote. He is a athletic beast. His mobility, agility, his size, his strength. He has a great feel for his position, a great feel for the game. So, he closes on people quick. He defends well. That'll make, the other defensemen on our team's jobs much easier. And he was significant in impact when he arrived last season in January. And I know it was January because I missed him before that, knowing that he needed some time in the American League, but he was going to be an impact upon entry. And very few guys are impact upon entry in the NHL. He was from day one, and that's a testament to his, not only his present athletic ability, but his potential.
Don, this game tomorrow is obviously number one of 82, but it has a different feel if you were playing Columbus or San Jose or Minnesota. I mean, how different is it that it's Ottawa, the team the whole hockey world has said has won the summer and essentially passed you guys?
Yeah, I don't get worked up on that stuff at all. I think it can only be a distraction. We need to. I know our team is, we're young, and we're also more experienced than we were last year. All our young guys are way more experienced than they were last year. They've got hindsight that they could take into the summer and an appetite that's only grown. We have to go. Every team has to go through adversity. All 32, and probably the ones that handle it the best are going to improve the most. You learn about yourself through competition. So whatever happens, we've got to make it good, and we've got to grow from it. And the teams that do in this league get better. The teams that don't, those are the ones you projected early in the year, and they just can't handle it. And they might have projected as a top 10 team, and they fall. They just couldn't adapt and adjust. So it's all about adapting. I watched the two games last night. Distinctly different than preseason. You can take the training camp, and you got to get these guys ready for the season, but you can't replicate some of the fear and some of the panic and some of the overthinking within a game and the mistakes that were made. They just wouldn't have happened in the preseason. But now pressure's on and expectations are right there, and it's about handling all of that. The psyche of that. I think our players are very prepared for that. I think it's an area that they've made a lot of progress in, knowing that, hey, we're giving up some experience to the other teams, but that's okay. What's our strength? What's our advantage? And that's that tenacious play and passionate play. So I don't look at our opponent as being ahead of us or behind us. You're always playing a competitive team in this league, and tomorrow it's Ottawa.